The alien skin shimmered like molten glass, its form eerily beautiful in the flicker of distant fires. Captain Elias Wren gripped its shoulders, not to attack but to keep from doing so. "You crossed a line," he said, voice level. The alien cocked its head. "We drew that line long ago. You humans just failed to notice." Around them, the snow was turning to steam as wreckage burned. Twisted metal and shattered stone from the Council's outer listening post. An hour ago, it had been intact. An hour ago, Elias had been humiliated in front of the Galactic Council. He hadn't expected applause. Earth was new to the stars. But he hadn't expected mockery, either. He'd stood in the council hall, straight-backed, carefully worded, diplomatic. When he voiced concern about the sanctions being placed on Terran colonies, a chuckle echoed through the chamber. Then Councillor Irex, this very creature now in his grasp, had stood and declared before thousands, "You forget your place, human. We allow you to sit among us, but you do not speak as equals." When Elias continued trying to finish his sentence, Irex had walked down the steps and backhanded him across the face. The slap wasn't meant to hurt. It was meant to show everyone. Elias hadn't reacted. He'd stood there, silent, then left. No threats, no anger, no war declarations, just silence. Hours later, this facility, one of the Council's key communication arrays, was gone. Its defenses were offline before they could even lock on. Now Irex was the one stunned, staring at the destruction, struggling to understand. You would attack over words?" the alien said. Elias let go of him. "We're attacking because you forgot who we are." Irex laughed bitterly, a child species throwing tantrums in the dark. A low rumble echoed in the distance. Not thunder, engines. Above, a Terran warship, uncloaked, sleek, matte black, its hull bristling with weapons the Council had never seen before. "We've been silent for years," Elias said. "Not because we were weak, because we were watching." The ship hovered over the wreckage, casting a long shadow over them both. "You called us unstable, primitive, unworthy of the stars." He looked up at the ship, then back at Irex. "But tell me, when your worlds start going dark, one by one, will you still call us primitive?" He turned away and activated his comm. "Strike team is done. Beam us up. Leave no trace." In moments, they vanished, leaving behind nothing but scorched ground, melted alloy, and a council that would soon understand. Earth hadn't gone quiet. Earth had been getting ready. The Galactic Council met in emergency session, the chambers pulsing with urgent light. Dozens of representatives shouted over one another, their voices sharp with fear. Holograms flickered mid-air, red icons over key installations. Gone. Comms relays, military outposts, surveillance satellites, wiped clean in under a day. "How are they doing this?" someone shouted. "They have no authorization for war." "They had no fleet." Councillor Irex sat in silence, a bruise darkening along his jaw, where Elias Wren had gripped him. He didn't speak. He couldn't, because he knew. Earth had no seat now. Their flag had been removed. Their voice had been mocked, dismissed, slapped into silence. And that silence had been the signal. Back on Earth, old codes had been entered. Hangars buried beneath oceans, inside mountains, and under cities had opened. Not hundreds of ships, not a conventional fleet, just 7. 7 vessels, each born from black-budget projects the Council never even knew existed. Faster, smarter, angrier, they didn't conquer worlds. They erased threats. Each was codenamed after a myth. Nemesis, Leviathan, Valkyrie, and Phoenix, the ship that now hovered over the Council's primary data vault. It didn't fire, it simply transmitted. A voice filled every channel, every device, every neural implant across Council space. Elias Wren's voice. You judged us for being young, called us violent, called us unfit. But tell me, how many of you reached the stars without blood, without empire? You slapped a human in front of the galaxy to teach us our place. We just taught you what happens when you forget it. Then silence again. But this time it was the Council who went quiet. One by one, their remaining outposts flickered out, not destroyed, emptied. Systems crashed. Records vanished. Supply lines collapsed. No war, just precision erasure. The final message came 24 hours later, burned into the side of a derelict dreadnought floating above the Council's trade capital. We don't need a seat at your table. We build our own. Earth.